Hello and welcome to the next episode of our success stories. Today, in this episode, we have a very special guest who is basically Satya. He's relentlessly positive and incredibly consistent in putting out the interesting visuals. He has grown his Twitter from merely 600 followers to 3,000 followers in just 3 months. He's basically also the author of the Yellow Visuals, which basically consists of 100 of the best visuals prepared by the Satya, and is also the Twitter influencer, influencing and inspiring many people. So today we will have a talk with Satya, and he will guide you and he will add value that how you can basically grow your Twitter, grow your influence, use the visuals, and most importantly, he will guide you with respect to earning the money through the social media. Welcome, Satya. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Umang. Thanks, Umang, for the wonderful introduction. Happy to be here and talking to you. So, I'm basically a freelance creative, and I've been freelancing for the past 4.5 years. And for the past 1 year, I sort of discovered Twitter and started doing my own work through my creative journey. And I would like to share about that journey to you. And I want more and more people to actually leveraging the online media, particularly those from India, and actually pursue a more creative journey. So let's discuss. Happy to
So
share my experience, whatever I.
wonderful, wonderful. So Satya, tell us, like how we can use, so you are dealing in a visuals, right? And I read your book, so wonderful book where you put all the visuals, right? So guide us that how we can leverage the visuals and internet, right? As you are doing, share your experience and share some tips for all the fellow listeners.
Oh, sure, man. I mean, so there, I actually think that there are three different skills that you can actually sell online. Okay, there could be a variety of skills that we can sell regularly, but three skills I think that sells online. So one is coding. So you can be a coder, developer, programmer. Second is basically writing. You could be a copywriter, you could be an author, fiction writer, non-fiction writer. And the third thing is actually designer, graphic designer and visualizing. So these are the three major skills I believe someone can sell both as a product or a service online. And I'm also a writer, but I started exploring visuals also. In fact, I'm not a traditional graphic designer. I don't have any formal training in a graphic
Oh,
designing at all. I'm
I didn't
more.
knew that. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So I accidentally discovered that you can actually repurpose a content visually
True.
for the audience to understand. And I found that it also reaches audience very easily. So that is one of the main thing I started exploring. And in fact, my inspiration was one person called Jack Butcher. He
Yeah.
runs this wonderful. I think you would also know. I think everybody on Twitter.
I have a podcast with Jack Butcher. So I was
Oh,
the
that is
first one who brought him into the podcast in India.
oh awesome, fantastic. He's such a brilliant guy, right?
Such a brilliant.
And
So he has inspired so many people.
True. I think his inspiration comes from these two areas, right? One is that he actually is showing how someone can earn money online. So that is this major inspiration he's doing. Another inspiration as a designer himself, he's creating this wonderful visuals, right? This black and white visuals, and he's using that to grow his audience, using that to reach out, get customers, get clients, sell his products, services, etc. So that sort of attracted me because. There are so many writers, there are so many content creators. I wanted to differentiate myself from that writers and content creators. So I said that I will write, I'll create content, but I'll also add visuals to it. So that magic sort of in some ways happened. And the second person who actually inspired me for this visual is somebody called Craig Burgess.
Okay.
So he's also a designer. He got inspired by Jack Butcher, and what he did was he runs actually a like a course, like a community called Daily Visual Community,
Okay.
and I actually joined the community. In fact, I was one of the first people to join the community. He gave tips, tricks on how you can actually visualize, take a quote, take a concept, take some philosophy or something like that, and you visualize it. Started experimenting with it. I mean, in the name itself, it is there, a daily visual. So the
Daily.
thing is that you have to create one visual, at least one visual per day. And I think from the beginning of December, I joined in the end of November. From December, until last month, actually April, in the month of April, every day I created at least 2 visuals.
Wow, that's
Two visuals posted. I think I must have created close to some 1,000 visuals. I
wow.
started just posting those visuals, taking wonderful tweets, wonderful content, and that differentiated my content. Okay, this guy is not only giving some good content, he's also visually presenting it and content. So I was hardly like 300, 400 followers last 2020, end of 2020. Now I have 3,500. I just crossed 3,500
Achievements.
followers. So all thanks to that. I mean, you have to present content, but also you have to present content in a unique and catchy way. That is what is social media. People are coming to social media to be entertained and also to be educated. So both these things should be there. So I think I sort of found that, and it has been going well so far.
So, Satya, tell us how we can earn out of it. Like I see many people who are basically doing social media, posting here and there. But the basic question is how to generate revenue out of it. If you can guide on that aspect, it would be great.
This is a brilliant question, mate. I mean, many of the time, I also see it on Twitter. What happens is that people are obsessed with audience growth. I mean, I want to reach 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. I mean, all that is fine. But I think the key part is how you convert that audience into a prospect, from a prospect into a customer. Okay. For that, you don't need 20,000 audience or 30,000 audience. You need 5,000 loyal audience or 10,000 loyal audience who like what you're doing. Okay, they can. I mean, usually on online, as I was saying, you can sell two types of any type of product or any type of services. So currently, I'll tell from my experience. Currently, I do both types of work also. So one thing is that I have my ebook, which is a product. Actually, in fact, I also publishing a second ebook, which
Oh,
is
wow.
actually collection of sketch notes. So I just launched the pre-order last Monday, and so this is one type of earning money. So you sell your product, and ebook is one of the easiest model to do it. Like it could be a PDF, it could be a Notion document, it could even be a Google Sheet. I mean, people are actually selling Google Sheet templates, etc. So this is a product based way of earning. Another thing is that people will hire you for the skill that you have. So you commission based contract. For example, I'm showcasing my portfolio, my skill through creating visuals, through creating content. So what people come back and asking is that Satya, I have a blog article. Can you create a visual for one of the quotes? Satya, I'm writing a book. Can you create graphics for it? Satya, I'm creating an ebook. Can you make a book cover for it? So this is the service part of the. So you have this product service, and the third part is coaching and creating courses. Okay, I'm yet to enter there. I think you are already doing that. I mean, I see your
Yes.
NLP courses and all those things. So it's another brilliant way of doing it. So these are the three areas of you convert that skill either into a product or a service where people can come and hire, or you teach people. Whatever you are learning, you teach people, and people are there. I mean, the beauty of the internet is that you're not confined by customers in your street or your locality or city. The world is your customer, literally. So I think what you asked is a brilliant question. It's not about just the follower count. It's about converting that into your potential customers, and you're offering a genuine product and service. Okay, that is the beauty of it. And I hope more and more people join me.
So, Satya, you already published one book and now you are also launching your another book. So, share us about that new book also. Let the audience know that what is that book about and how they can get it also.
Oh, sure, mate. Sure, mate. I mean, it was actually again. So it's a happy accident in some ways. So, for example, I was telling you right, like I created 1,000 visuals last time. So I'll talk about first. The book is yellow visuals. The reason for the word yellow is that I do all my visuals in the yellow background. So that is why it's called.
Yes.
I mean, so that is my level of creativity. So don't ask me. So I just wanted to ensure that people should recognize it. So I created this yellow visual. So what yellow visuals is basically curation of my best 100 visuals. So that is what I did, and I sold somewhere around 150 copies. That one.
Okay.
So I didn't, yeah, I didn't actually intend to make it into an ebook. I had bunch of visuals and I just simply compiled and curated. And the same thing happened this time also. So while visuals is actually a graphic designing process where you create it using a software. So what I also started experimenting is experimenting with doodling and sketching. So there is an idea called sketch noting, where you take a blog article or a talk or any long form content, and you actually draw it. Either most of the people do it through pen and paper. Sometimes people use softwares like Procreate, where it is hand drawn rather than designed, and it's a, basically a doodle form or a visual form. And I started exploring that because I like sketching, I like doodling. I started exploring that. And what interestingly happened is that I've been doing it for the past 2 months. And one of the visual that I did actually for TED Talk by Susan Cain. So
Okay.
Susan Cain is one of the so it is her talk is the top 10 TED Talks. She gave a talk on power of introvert. So what I did is that I am an introvert and I liked the talk and I wanted to make a sketch note of it and I made a sketch note and I tagged Susan Cain and I also tagged the TED Talk Twitter handle because it was
Yes.
right.
On
So
the
what TED Talk did is that yeah on Twitter yeah. So what TED Talk did is that they co-tweeted it. So they shared my sketch note saying that this is one of the best visuals of our
wow.
TED Talk, and that gave me like a very big motivation and visibility. And I thought I'm an amateur in making visuals, but I realized that people do recognize value in that. Then I thought that look, I created so much. I created like 30, 40 sketch notes. I thought, why don't we compile it? And that idea came just last week, some 10 days before. Then I compiled it and made it into a small book. And I launched the pre-order. I think now I crossed some 50 pre-orders,
Wow.
and the book is going to be released on Monday. So officially, it is going to be launched on Monday. So I'm compiling it and
So very best
making
wishes for the release.
yeah. Thank you very much.
And that is the beauty of the social media also, right? That you do your work, you can put it in the online, and just one tweet or retweet can give you so much of exposure. So, Satya, tell me. Uh, so, what I have learned from you in this conversation is two things. One, you need to implement the ideas, right? So, I guess many people would have learned the daily visuals or would have seen the Jack Butcher, but very few like you would have actually implemented those things. So, hats off to you on that point. And second is converting the ideas into a product and then promoting it. Like you started with visuals, now you have a book on visuals. You started with sketch note, now you have a book on sketch note. So all our viewers, you must understand that forget about the traditional book where you were having the all the theory and all the concepts. It is good, but then there are new ways to promote your product, as Satya is telling us. So that's really good.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I mean, sometimes what happens is that we are actually swayed away by perfectionism in some ways. That is the enemy. We think that we should create this best product, like this perfect product or something like that. Perfect product is never going to happen. Okay,
So true.
you just have to create what you can create from your current level, and definitely there will be some audience for you who will appreciate what you're doing. Who like you may think that this is bad, but people will think that it is good, and it can also happen opposite. Sometimes we think this is the best product, but the audience may not click with it. The only guarantee is that you just publish what you have. We should not aim for some perfectionism or something like that. And the people will like, if they like it, they'll come. You do more, you start. I like how you said that. I mean, you create your creativity and convert that into a product. It's actually a big motivation, right? I
True,
mean,
true.
it's okay to create, have likes, have people saying that, oh, this is good, that is good. But once it gets converted into money, I mean, how much ever uh, it seems like a taboo or something like that. You need income. Like as a creative, I don't want to be a starving artist. I want to pay for myself, for my family, or something like that. And what if you can get money through your creative endeavor? So that is the best, I think, is the best life I think you are a great example of that. In some ways, I am also becoming that example.
So
That
that's what we share with people, that you should earn money. You rightly said that many people ignore that aspect of earning money, and at the end of the day, they are very unhappy because they're not earning the money. They are striving for the money. So you should always think about your passion, your creativity, and combining it with earning the money. Because if you can do both of the things or all of the three things, then only you'll be happy plus satisfied also.
correct, man. Correct, man. I mean, you don't want to become a millionaire. You just wanted to make a decent living. I
So
mean, that is one of my even my taglines. So what I would say is that my sort of a challenge for this year is that can I make a decent living without compromising my creativity?
so
That is all. As simple as it is. I can make money whatever form. I can join some corporate. I can do that thing, this thing, or whatever. But the challenge actually is that can I do it without compromising my creativity by leveraging my creativity? And I believe, I mean, in India, like we always have this, right? We always think that engineering is the only way forward, or doctor or lawyer. This traditional job only we think. We don't think of alternative creative endeavors. So I was actually victim of that. I know you are also a chartered accountant. So
So I was I
unfortunately,
was about to tell you, I was about to tell you that you said there are only three skills that people want, and I said, where is the finance people?
correct.
But true,
Very,
but true.
very true, right? Yeah. But we can, as an Indian creator, that is my sort of my anger, a bit of an anger and frustration is that. We have so many creative people, so many artists, so many, intellectuals, so many people who can design, so many people who can think very, very laterally. I mean, but we put them into a very confined mainstream environment, and we say that this is the job
We
that you
don't
have to
promote
do.
them. Like we don't
We don't
officially promote them that you should do it.
correct. I mean, and the society is also like that, and our job ecosystem is also like that. I mean, in job, I mean, some people may fit into that. I'm not saying corporate job is bad or this is good or something like that.
True.
Some people like that. If you like that, you pursue that. But there are many people who have this alternative inclination. But what I'm saying is that you don't have to contain and kill that alternative thing. I mean,
Agree.
like you and me, what we are doing here is that growing an audience on social media. And the thing is that whatever weird fascination we have, there are people who will appreciate it. In fact, there are people who will actually buy the product from you. I mean, who thought my sketch note could be purchased? I never
So that's the
thought
biggest
anything.
example that you should work on that idea. You should work on that
Correct.
particular thing that you're holding up.
Correct, man. Correct. And automatically, if it works, fantastic. Yeah. If it nothing, if it doesn't work, go to the next project. I mean, like after all, that is what the luxury and freedom that we have, right? And I
Yes.
really hope more people do this.
Oh, definitely. So Satya, what do you think is a very skill that is one of the very important aspect, one of the very important skill that today's generation need to focus? Or like, what is a key skill for getting success?
Okay. I will actually confine that into like success in the digital creative, like how to be successful in a as an online creator, for example. Let me confine that this one. So one of the first skills I would say is that you should have a decent level of writing. So that is one number one thing, because writing is the currency of the internet. Okay, so words actually the SEO functions based on words. You reach out to somebody through words. You network with somebody through words. It's not through speaking. In that way, I think internet is a fantastic networking platform for introverts.
True.
Actually, so because you communicate through writing, and I would say you don't have to be like a Shakespeare writing or something like that. Decent level of writing. Decent level of writing. I have some idea. This is what I think, and put that on paper so that the other person can actually understand it. So that is one very important skill I recommend everybody to. Simple, proper grammar. If you can write a decent statement, so that is one thing I recommend. Then the second thing I recommend is this curiosity. Okay.
Curious.
So sometimes what happens is that we don't pursue our curiosity. We think that some four people will say that, okay, you have to invest in do this or do that or invest in this stock market or invest in crypto, or maybe it is true. I don't know. But what we think is that, okay, this is where I can earn easy money. This is where it is easy path. Like we take that sort of an easier pathway and we kill our own passion. So I think we should not do that. In fact, if you take your curiosity and follow that curiosity, that will be actually the easiest path to achieve success. That is the second thing I would actually say. And the third important thing I would actually say is that always be learning. Always be learning. So in fact, I mean, the world is changing. The situation is changing. I mean, what I thought 1 year before is completely different
So
on
I
today.
would agree on that. I would definitely agree.
Exactly. And Corona has changed the entire game altogether. It has not only changed our health ecosystem, it also changed how we work. It also changed how we earn. It also changing the economy also. I mean, maybe this would have happened after 10 years, but COVID has actually accelerated the entire process. Now people are working from home. There is more knowledge-based work that is happening. I
Who
mean,
would have
you
thought?
need
Who would have thought that I would be talking to you on this platform?
exactly, man. This
So
is such
that's where
a
the beauty is also there. It's a new normal.
correct. I think this is going to happen, and we have to have that learning attitude so that we keep on learning, updating, all those things. So I think these are the three major. I mean, it's sort of a meta skill. I'm not saying about very particular skill. Writing, curiosity, and learning. So these things I would say.
Wow.
Have.
So Satya, what is like your definition of success? Like this is success stories, and I invite different people to share their definition of success. Like I have a book which is called Choose Success Today. So I would like to know what is your definition of success. What is success for you?
Okay, success. That's a very So okay, maybe I'll say how I look at it in some ways. So usually, I mean, I used to think that success means having this much amount of money, or having this thing, or this car, or this house. That is what I assumed success to be, because that is how people assume success to be, and that is how people are judging you on. Okay, this guy is a successful person. This guy has 2 cars, so he's success. This guy has 5 cars, he's more successful. Like that, people assume. But now my definition is slowly changing. I even used to think success means freedom to do what you want to do.
Okay.
In some ways, I will even push it a little further. Success not is not about just freedom to do what you want to do. Success is actually knowing why you are here on this earth. I mean, I believe that everybody in this world has this unique purpose. I mean, like you said, this inner thing. I mean, in Bhagavad Gita, it's called Swadharma. People call it meaning of life, purpose of life, whatever ikigai, whatever it might
Yes.
be. So
Yes.
every one of ikigai is a wonderful word, right? So it's a every one of us, I believe, we have that unique thing. So for me, success means for you to know what your Swadharma is and actually doing
Wow. So
it.
I
So
think
I
it's
believe
it's
that's
Mark Twain's quote, which says that you are born 2 times. One is your original birth, and second is when you know why you are born. Like when you
brilliant. I think
discover your ikagai or purpose or swadharma, as you say, that is the another day. That is your second birth, and that's where you start living the real life.
very true. Completely agree. I mean, it'll consume you, right? It'll consume you, and you cannot do anything else. You wanted to do that one only, and I mean, you'll enjoy it. I mean, discovering that is a until you discover that, it's a little painful process. But once you discover it, nothing like it. I think.
But then, if I ask you a difficult question, Satya, then that would be how to discover it. Like many people here who are listening would be very much eager to understand the process. Like they'll say, uh, we have done many things, but then we are not sure what is our purpose. So if you can put some light on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been a victim of that. So, for example, I am 37 years old. Okay. Only recently, I mean, now I am sort of discovering my creative passion, sort of discovering that I can actually earn money through my creativity. I assumed that you can earn money only through these things, but now I am discovering that. And I found people like on Twitter, like 15-year-old, 16-year-old writing books, coding, designing. I'm actually jealous. So in that way, but one thing that I have is some experience of going through all these struggles, of all this nonsenses. So there is one thing you can identify. There will be symptom of of you not working on your Satyama, symptom of you not working on your unique purpose in life. So that symptom, there is an author called Carl Newport. He has this
Yes.
beautiful way of saying. He calls it as deep procrastination. It's not ordinary procrastination; it is deep procrastination. So ordinary procrastination means you want to do something, you feel lazy, you will not do it. But deep procrastination means that you think it is important, but even though you think it is important, even though people say it is important, you will not be able to do it. The reason is that it is not the fitting job for you. Okay, it might be the most important thing to do in this world, but you are not the right person to actually. Okay, you might have a something else to it. So I think that will be the symptom of not finding your whole
So
purpose.
you do keep on observing what you don't like, and then you'll come to a
Exactly,
day.
exactly. Some ways, I mean, the only way is basically hit and trial. You try something out, it works something out. Sometimes it will not excite you. It goes on excite. Something will excite you. My suggestion is always like I always have at least minimum 5 projects that I'm working on. Visual is just one aspect of it, which seems to given my visibility. But I also working on some other projects. You keep on trying, and what happens is that if this doesn't excite you, you can work on this project. If this doesn't excite you, work on this project, and you share about that project. Something will hit,
True.
and what will happen is that your product, what you create, and what the market demands will connect, and you can start earning money out of it. And that is what we want, right? I mean, otherwise it is simply a hobby. You can do something that you can like, but if not, people is not paying for it. Is just a simply a hobby. So we are not talking about hobby. We are talking about creative economy. We are talking about creative work. If that is the thing, you actually try different things, and the more you try, better it is, because you have to try 100 things. Out of 100 things, you will fail in 95 things, and out only if you fail in 95 things, you will find that 5 things that you will be really good. I tried coding, I tried no coding, I tried consulting, I tried whatnot, like everything you try. I believe you also must have went through all those things,
Yes, true.
and
So
that is how
I
it
I
happened.
would definitely agree on what you say, and I would like to that summarized version also. Like what Satya said is try 100 things. Like it is not simple. Like many people feels that I'll do one thing and I'll discover my purpose. It is not that, right? You have to try like 100 things. You will fail in 95, but you need to be aware also, like what you are not liking, what you are liking, what you are not liking, what you are liking, and then you will come to a round or circle, or as Satya said, there are 3 things that you need to understand: what you like, what clicks to the public, and from where you can earn the money. So Satya, I think you should create that visual also, like 3 circle, and that one that is your niche, or that is your ikagai. So that's wonderful
Definitely.
idea.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's a very simple concept, but like you explained it, once you put together, I think it's just simply magic.
True, true. So I was about to ask you that what would you do, like if you were 20 years old and if you lose everything, like you have to start from again. So how would you start? Like younger Satya would, what he would do?
Okay, so this is sort of like a discussion we always have. So there's this bunch of friends who are all growing together on Twitter. So we used to say the same thing. I mean, I wish I was younger and started on Twitter earlier. So that is a, I mean, that is a first and immediate thing. I mean, Twitter is such a, it's basically a marketing platform, right? Like you get to meet other creatives, you get to network. They could become your collaborators. They could become friends like you and me. Are like, they can even become clients, customers. We don't know how it will become, or you can become their clients or customers. So anything can happen in this creative economy. So assuming that I will not lose my memory and I only lose this part of it. So what I will actually start doing is that like start on my creative venture as early as I can. Okay, I'll start not hesitating. Sometimes like our Indian mindset is there, right? We always think of security first. so,
Yes.
so we
And
always think
that
that
has ruined so many careers.
correct. I mean, agreed. There is a meaning to it, but how much you are willing to trade off? I mean, look at people here. I mean, they have built two-story buildings, but they are not happy. They are not happy with their family. They are not happy. But we, at the same time, we find artists who are very living a very normal, decent life, but they are so expressive. They are very happy. You like going and talking to them. I mean, in our entire locality neighborhood itself, we can find such a kind of people. So that is what differentiates them. So first, what I would do is that start on my creative journey as early as possible. That is the first thing that I will do. The second thing I will start doing is that I will hopefully, given my learnings over the past 6 months to 1 year, on how to do content marketing, so that I've learned something. I'll start doing content marketing. That is what I will do, and start growing my audience. That is one thing that I will do. The third thing I'll definitely do is that I'll find something that I think I'm good at the same time that I think will offer value to my customer, and I will actually start working on it. Sometimes people come and ask me, like you rightly said, like 20-year-old, 25-year-old, or even 40-year-old people come and ask me, Satya, like how to grow an audience, how to earn money. But better question is to ask is that what can you offer?
True.
What is the value that you can offer to one person? It could be anybody, like 100 people, there are 200 people, but I have 200 audience, but I have 300 audience. 300 audience, talk to 300 audience. What is that one thing that you can help them with? It could be writing a blog article. It could be designing a website. It could be giving them like 3 suggestions on like how to publish or something like that. What is that one thing that you can add on? Then start doing that. Start doing it for free. Okay. 5 people, you do it for free. Sixth person, automatically they will ask you how much should I charge? How much should I? So that is how I will do. I think it took me like 15 years of my professional life to learn this. But hopefully, if I'm starting early, I'll start doing it. Build your skill, learn content marketing, and the first thing is that like start on your creative journey as early as possible. So these are the 3 things I would suggest.
Wow. So that was so interesting. I really appreciate that. The last conversation was so insightful. So what I understood from the whole conversation is, at the end of the day, if it costs you your joy, you should not do it. At the end of the day, if it is costing you your joy, you should not do it. So do something that gives you joy, plus gives you money, and do something that you're good at, and start adding value to that. Start adding value every time you look at the audience.
Very true, man. Very true, man. It's such a joy, right? It's basically a service. You see somebody changing because of you. So that means itself is a big thing. And then, like you fantastically summarized, like, so I mean that the criteria should be there. Does this excite me? Okay, if it doesn't excite you, do the project number 2. If it doesn't that do project number 3. Then come back to project number 1 if it still excites you. I think you captured it perfectly.
From you only. So that was a wonderful, insightful talk, I would rather say, and a talk full of value. So I'm so much thankful to you, Satya. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for this invitation. Happy talking.
So that was Satya with us. He guided us with respect to how you can grow your Twitter, how you can provide value, and most importantly, how you can earn money through the social media. Thank you. Namaste.